Your voice, your opinion, your community. FACT TV, free speech protected.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Voices of Monadnock, the show where the points don't matter and it's all made up. Do you remember that? I'm kidding.
Vaguely.
That's whose line was it anyway? I've always, it's what came to mind right then. The show where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
I love that show.
In this case, it's actually the show where this is a collaboration of Monadnock Family Services and the Greater Monadnock Collaborative Chamber of Commerce. And we talk about people from around the Monadnock region and what life here is like and what people go through. And it's all just the normal real life stuff. And there are no points. So you're safe.
Perfect.
So thank you for being here. And our guest today is on the other side of the camera. Josh Morelli, who is the mind behind FACT TV, where we film this show. Okay, you're the hands behind it anyway.
I'm the hands behind it, yep.
So welcome, thanks for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here. It's weird to be on this side of the camera.
I can imagine it is. It's good practice for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to talk about what brought you here to the area, but honestly, first of all, we're going to talk about your great adventure that you just had yesterday, which has nothing to do with the Monadnock region, but it's kind of what's going on for you right now. So why don't you fill us in on why yesterday was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day for you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've just had consistently bad car problems. I made the wonderful decision to let a friend borrow my car, which for anyone in the world out there, do not do that. It is a terrible decision and will very rarely end well. For me, it ended in a car crash.
Wow.
That was denied up and down the eastern starboard, but it did indeed happen. I have the estimate to prove it. So then I went to get that fixed, which was a damaged radiator. And when I got home, after paying the exorbitant amount of money for that, my radiator light came back on, which isn't supposed to happen after you pay for it to get fixed. And so I went to check to see if I had coolant, and the radiator cap blew up in my face. So now if my face looks red, that's why, because I got burns on my eyes. But I still came to work.
But you're still at work and you're still on a show.
Yeah,
Good
Gen Zers, that's work ethic.
That's right. This is the New England way. We just show up. We don't ask for help.
Your eyelids burn, doesn't matter.
You've got two of them, so just soldier through.
That's what my roommate said. He's like, you don't need two. You could be a pirate.
Well, okay, so job options. Good to know.
Yep, absolutely.
But here you are today. So thanks for persevering and, taking one for the team.
Well, it helps when you love your job,
It does help, huh? Yeah. So tell us more about your job, because people have been saying about the show, where is this being filmed? It's right here in Keene, New Hampshire.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
right here at the Keene Library. And how did this whole set up, end up here?
So it's funny you say that, actually. A big reason that we are in Keene is, I will take credit for that, because
You're the mind behind that one?
I am. I harassed Alex, who is the executive director of FACT TV, excuse me. And I worked freelance for FACT TV for a long time, and I absolutely love what they do. What FACT TV does?
Yeah.
They help the community by giving them video production services, whether that's recording local events, local sports games, TV shows, just whatever they can do. Because a lot of people, they have things that they need help with, creative projects, events that they need recorded, and that they just, you don't have the money or the know-how to do it. And that's where we come in, because we are a service to the community. That's what we are there for. and
A free service
a free
to the
service.
community, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we are filming this show for free.
And you know, I love that concept, and I actually got involved with FACT TV for the first time through Alex helping me with a film project that I had written a script for a short film, and he liked it. I won't say loved it, because, you know, but he liked it, and he jumped on board to help me get it filmed. And you know, that took everything out of us. That was a whole process in and of itself. But it was an amazing experience, and I was hooked. You know, after that, I wanted to be a part of FACT TV, so I worked my way up, you know, freelancing, and then I found out one day that Cheshire TV was no more. This was like 2 years after they had closed, and Keene was looking to possibly get involved with public access again. And I saw that in the newspaper and immediately drove to the station. I was like, Alex, look, Keene! And he was like, oh, okay, that looks interesting. And then I just harassed him every day until he, you know, made sure to do something with it.
Nice.
And yeah, and here we are. And it's been almost 2 years, and we've just, I mean, the station has just taken off. It's crazy. You know, we currently, I believe, have more shows at the Keene station than we do in the Bells Falls station, just because people have come out of the woodwork, you know, and they really wanna get things going, and I love that.
That's so cool. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So then is that what brought you here to the Monadnock region, was coming to be part of FACT TV?
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Where were you before that? Vermont, huh?
Yeah. I lived in Westminster, Vermont.
Are you a Vermont native?
I'm actually a Mass native, believe it or
Okay.
not. Yeah, Mass hole at heart.
It shows.
It's the burned eyelids, you know.
Exactly. The crappy car that you
Yep.
drive with a busted radiator.
Exactly. Yep. No, I was born in Massachusetts. I lived in Boston until I was like 13. And then we moved to Vermont, and
I was going to say, you got no trace of Mass accent, so I knew you had to leave in time.
yep.
Okay.
I had to get rid of that quick. Hide my identity.
Exactly right. No one must ever know that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not like them Flatlanders.
Okay, so Vermont, and then came here for this. So we're not asking you to bash anywhere else, obviously, but talk about how great it is being in Monadnock.
Monadnock is fantastic, you know. I like all the straight roads. I lived in Keene, actually, for like 4 years before I recently moved to Spofford. And, you know, Keene was fantastic. I loved being in the downtown area. There's so much to do. Everything was within walking distance, which was great. And we recently hired a freelancer, this guy Chris, super awesome guy, and he's also from Worcester, Massachusetts. And he moved up here to the Monadnock area because he's like, this is a happening scene. You know, all this stuff is going on, and he's a music producer. He owns his own studio down there, and he's trying to open a new studio in this area just because of how happening it is.
No
so
kidding.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool, and then there's also like the native Monadnock part of me that's like, no.
Yeah, keep those Flatlanders out. I told you.
No, well, just like, I mean, we've talked about this, the whole, that desire to have your area stay like the well-kept secret, balanced against everybody's aging around here, and so we do need new people to come in, and we know it for the sake of the economy and for the children. So
for the children.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that he's coming in, and it's cool that we're an up-and-coming scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you have missed being here that you don't have access to anymore?
You mean in Vermont?
I guess so, or just maybe your wish list in general. Monadnock is great. I like living here, but if you could change something, what would you change?
I miss having a state tax return. I'll give you that one.
Wow, interesting. I don't know if there's a lot of people who would say that or not. It's so like, yeah, no state taxes, no income tax.
Well, Monadnock, switching from Vermont to New Hampshire was definitely weird in a lot of ways because like it changes your health insurance, it changes all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's weird because it's like to me, it feels like you're just crossing a bridge, but it's a whole other state, you know?
Right. There's so much paperwork to cross that bridge.
Yeah, like don't tell anyone, but I still haven't changed over my plates. So yeah, you know, it's really funny. Like the Vermonters and the New Hampshireites were like brothers and sisters, you know, but it's like it's such a different state, you know. Like you feel the difference between New Hampshire and Vermont, you know.
Yeah. What are some ways specifically from where you were before to coming over here that you find different?
I don't know. I feel like Vermonters, they're more like beavers. Like they hide. They hide in their holes, you know. They protect their spaces, and in New Hampshire, it seems more like people are more apt to go out and explore. And I'd say both sides are equally friendly, but Vermonters, in my experience, tend to be a little more standoffish.
More reserved.
Yeah.
Which is saying something, because a lot of people find New Hampshire people very reserved too. But you can be even more reserved.
Sure, man. You know, siblings.
Exactly, right? Interesting. Okay. Well, where do you like to go around here? What are the things that you like to do from being in this area?
Well, as a passionate filmmaker, I'm always looking for interesting areas that I think would make for great set pieces. So when I hike or go out and adventure, that's my unwritten, unconscious thing that I'm always doing is looking for set pieces, you know. Like my old roommate showed me there's a trail in Keene. I forget exactly what the road that goes down to it is, but there's like an old like brick foundation that leads up to the side of a cliff, and it just looks like the coolest spot, you know. And he showed me this, and I was like, okay, this looks like the scene to the end of a film, you know what I mean? And you know, I've designed entire scripts around just set pieces because there are some really cool spots in Monadnock, the Monadnock area, you know, that if you weren't thinking about it, you'd just be like, oh, that looks cool, you know. But as a set piece, there's some gorgeous spots. So.
Yeah, that's so fun because all you need is that start. There's a cemetery that is over near where I live that I'm regularly in, and I've got a story going in my head just based on this little family plot that's there, and the stones there, what it says on them are so unusual that sometimes I've got something starting to go in the back of my head, like what must the story have been behind that family to have all these different things on their gravestones? You know, sometimes it's just a place, some little thing that you see, and a whole story can grow from it.
Family Stones, written by Anena. I like it.
Yes. I'll make it like a telenovela or something. Yeah. Real dramatic, real soapy.
Shot by FACT TV.
Exactly. Absolutely.
I just got to say, when you said the family plot, there's a gravestone over here at the Keene Cemetery that I was actually going for a walk with my mom on Mother's Day last year, and we saw it, and we both laughed so hard. It's a wife's tombstone, and it just says, she did what she could. and I was like, that is the greatest tombstone I've ever seen.
That's either somebody who meant it to be really kind or somebody who meant it to be an absolute slur.
She did what she could.
She tried.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So, what's coming for you with filmmaking and things like that? What are you working towards?
Oh, that's an exciting question, actually. So right now, we are getting everything, all of the basics squared away, because running 2 stations is a lot more complicated than running 1 station. And we've recently rebranded our website and done a lot of changes. And where we've got new interns that we're training, so we're getting all the basics taken care of. And then once that's done, we have the FACT TV film workshop that's coming up within the next I'd say 6 months or so. And that's going to be 2 feature films that we're going to shoot over the course of 5 years. And we've never done a feature before, so it's really exciting because I've never heard of any project like this. It's going to be 2 feature films that we will raise money for and then shoot. And anyone in the Vermont and New Hampshire areas that is interested in filmmaking can come be a part of this.
Wow.
You know, whether you just want to learn how to use a camera, or you've always wanted to be a cinematographer, or
what if you've always wanted to be an extra in the background?
Absolutely. You've always wanted to be an actor? Come on by. We'll find something for you to do. Yeah.
No, I just want to be like visible in the background,
absolutely.
clearly, sitting there having a cup of coffee in a cafe or something.
Trust me, we're going to need plenty of those. Yeah, and the point is, is to get the community involved in filmmaking, and just to see what a wonderful process it is. And, I've never heard of this before, for just the average Joe who would never otherwise have the opportunity to be part of a feature film, Yeah. And that's what this is about,
That's so great.
So I'm super excited.
I love that. So we're filming this right now in April of 2024. So you're saying within 6 months. So by the time this episode airs, we can put something in the show notes for people to listen to that actually gives details about this, I would think.
Yeah. We actually had a live reading of the rough draft for the first feature film, Shadows of the Fog. I say first, one of the 2 feature films that we're doing. The rough draft is, we had the Wild Goose Players Theater Club. They did a live reading of it, and we posted it on the website and everything, and it was great. We got really great feedback for it, and the script is like pretty solid. So yeah, we could put some stuff in the notes and come be involved. It's going to be an amazing experience.
That's really cool. So I'm thinking about that now, tying it together with what I do for MFS with the Trauma Responsive Monadnock program, and how we're really looking at protecting youth from adversity, helping them respond when they encounter something like that. So, and filmmaking, of course, is, it's creative. It's a creative expression from any side of it, whether you're the one behind the camera or behind the scenes or in front of the camera or whatever it may be. These creative outlets are known to just be incredibly beneficial. Like, humans need this sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So, and they're so good for our wellness in general. So how do you see that as having impact here in the community? What you're doing, how that can help people?
Oh my God. I mean, I'll give you just one example for me. Before I got involved with FACT TV, I really had no direction in my life. I knew what I loved to do. I love filmmaking, but I had no outlet for it. I didn't have the equipment, so I felt like, how could I express this? And the job I was working at the time, I was working 3rd shift security at a hotel. So there was no opportunities for that. No, none whatsoever. So I was like, I just felt stuck, and then I got involved with FACT TV, and over the course of 6 months, my entire life turned around. You know what I mean? It didn't start with a full-time job right away, but I started freelancing, and I stuck to Alex like glue, because that was what I wanted to do. And now I'm managing a station, and it completely changed my life. And I want to do that for anyone else who needs it, And I believe that something like this feature film workshop, can do that. Someone who is lacking direction gets involved with a feature film, works on it for 6 months, and then all of a sudden they're like, this is what I want to do with my life. You know what I mean? And I believe for a lot of youth, who might be needing that direction, that could really help.
Yeah. So interesting. My brain is spinning over here with things like, what's the programming that we could do to provide services for youth in the area here to come in and be part of stuff like that. Have you combined with, drama groups in the schools or clubs or anything like that?
We were just talking to the Historical Society about they have a youth group that comes to them, and we were hopefully going to connect with them to maybe get some of their youth in. The Keene High School here has they actually have their own little studio. It's called like the Black Hawk Studio or something. Where they produce like mini shows for the Keene High School.
So cool.
Yeah, and we've been trying to get in touch with them to let us air their shows because I thought that would give the kids, some confidence to see their shows on TV.
Yeah.
But they're busy, so it is what it is.
Doesn't happen.
But as far as like summer programs go, we would love to get in touch with them and like. Send them our way. We'll put them to work, and they'll love it because they're going to see their names on a film,
Yeah.
And like people hear us say like we're shooting a film, they think, oh, okay, but our films, they go to festivals, you know what I mean? They play at theaters. Like when we released our last film, No Exit, it played at the Bells Falls Opera House for opening night in front of like 1,000 people. You know what I mean? It was fantastic. And that's what I want people to experience. I want them to work on this project, have an amazing time, a life-changing experience, and then see their work come to life.
So cool.
Yeah.
So then, 10 years from now, what do you want this to look like? What are you hoping?
Well, I'll be an old man by then, in a rocking chair.
Yes, in 10 years.
Yeah.
If you keep on burning yourself on radiators, maybe. Yeah.
I'll have no eyebrows.
You'll be blind.
No, 10 years from now, I hope to have 2 feature films under my belt and, a bunch of excited 18-year-old interns coming in to learn how to do films, and to work on TV shows. I think this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. So,
nice. Yeah. It's such a good feeling, isn't it? Like when you find the thing that you love.
Absolutely.
Whether or not you can immediately see, well, no, it helps when you can see some sort of a path to get there.
Or see it all.
Yes. or see. Yeah, that helps too. But just that, you want to talk about wellness.
Yeah.
That's so powerful for somebody to have that clarity of like, this is the place where I fit. This is the thing that excites me.
I'm not good at anything else.
Right? And there's a market for it. Like I can put this out into the world and have this give and take around it. That feels miraculous.
Yeah, yeah, it does. And it's cool too, because Alex, he's such a clever guy. I didn't think we would ever earn anything back on, film products. But then I realized anything you produce, you can have an arrangement with Amazon where they will let you put it on their service.
No
so
kidding.
our films are now on Amazon.
Shut up.
And they could be rented. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've actually, I don't remember the exact budget, but we've made a good portion of our budget back just off of Amazon rentals.
Oh my God.
How cool is that, right?
That is so cool.
Yep.
Wow, that model is great, but also like it lends such legitimacy.
It does.
Like, this is not just the Monadnock region now.
Oh, well, we have a film on Amazon. Don't mind us.
I know, right? My first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, the next one is in pre-production now. It just all sounds, it sounds legit, which it is. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It has been exciting for me to discover that this is here. Like, Luca from the chamber brought me over here this one day. Yeah, we need to do this podcast and come over. And I walk in, I'm like, what is this whole place like? This is here? I didn't know. And yeah, proper studio, proper equipment, and it's all free, public access.
Public access, man.
So if somebody wants their own show, come on here.
Come on down.
Come on down. Cool. Is there anything else that we should know about what you do here and what's available to people? Or
well, one thing that's been a little confusing for people is our hours. So I'll clarify. We are open Monday and Friday from 10:30 to 5:30, and the rest of the week So that's Tuesday through Thursday. We're open 10:30 to 7:30.
And when you say open, do you mean like people can walk in and find somebody here and say hello?
Absolutely,
and, yeah,
absolutely,
okay.
yeah. Now the reason why we are only open to 5:30 on Monday and Friday is because of the library, and we are unfortunately attached to the HIP for their hours.
Right.
And that's just the way that we worked out the arrangement with the city of Keene. That could change in the future, but as of right now, it's just the way our hours work. So.
Okay. Yeah. So if people want to know more, they can come down and check out the studio here off the side of the library. It's confusing. I don't know what, call it a library?
Yeah, it's the building adjacent to the library, but technically attached.
The old Masonic temple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool. I like what you guys are doing here. I like the way that we get to be part of it. So thank you. Thanks for being on here today, Josh. Spur of the moment, too. Just kind of, hey, why not get you on the other side of the camera today?
April Fool's Day, you get this guy.
I know, right? Today we have a very special guest, April Fools. It's Josh. Thanks for being here today. And thank you for all that you're doing to be a contribution here in the community.
Happy to do it.
With this stuff. Cool. All right. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you again next week. Shazam!
Yeah!